Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the good, the bad, the ugly of real estate. I'm Rebecca Yusan with eXp Realty, and welcome to our podcast today. So many of you know I love helping real estate agents build big businesses by using their own brand and style and personality. And also, today we're talking a little bit about eXp Realty. You guys know how it has totally changed my life, my business, and everything about me. So I'm so excited to be here. And I'm even more excited to share with you my guest for today, Nolly Williams. Nolly, welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me on your program. I love it.
Absolutely. I'm so excited you agreed to do this. So, before we get started, we want to know, who is Nolly Williams? I know you are well loved and liked in the real estate community, but not everyone knows who you are. So, please share in a nutshell what we are going to be getting today talking with Nolly.
So I'm an entrepreneur. My biggest thing that I study is quantum physics. Okay. So I started with the study of scripture, the Bible, when I was 18 years old. I've been studying the Bible, teaching the Bible since then. I'm 53 now. And I just am enamored with this whole idea that we can change our world by the way we think, the way we believe, um,
Mhm.
and and by knowing new things, knowing different things. So that's me. I'm a lifelong learner. If I'm not teaching, I'm in a class learning. So that's what I love. I live in Puerto Rico. I love the
Ooh.
beach. I love the beach. In fact, I was in Florida, but I was up from you. I was a
Oh.
little further. I was in Siesta Key for about a week, enjoying
Mhm.
that. That was a lot of fun. So
That's
yeah.
the best. So, you said you love the beach. What's your favorite thing to do on the beach?
Well, every day we go to just about every day we go to the beach. We walk for about 3 miles, two to 3 miles, sometimes longer. I like to go for a swim, and then I just like to hang out. There's a lot of energy. Um, there's a reason why people like to be by water, or
Yep.
they like to be able to see the water. And it's obviously we're over 70% water as Homo sapiens,
Uh-huh.
and so just being there and just enjoying it is the biggest thing.
It's the best. I know. I get out to the beach about every other day, and sometimes I just start working out on the beach because I don't want to leave.
Yeah,
So it's nice
that
that we
makes
can do
sense.
that.
I love it. I love it. I do the same thing.
Yeah, it's the best. So it's a good life.
It
So
is.
tell us, Nally, how long have you been a licensed real estate agent?
20 years. 20
20
years. Yeah.
years. Okay.
Next month will be 20 years I've been licensed. Yeah.
Awesome. So
Mhm.
when I don't know how much real estate you're still selling because you're doing so many different things, but if you are selling real estate, what are the markets that you serve?
So when I don't I'm not really producing anymore.
Mhm.
I say not really because I still like when I joined EXP, I capped every year. But when I was really producing, I was doing 120, 130, 150 deals a year.
Mhm.
In my fifth year in real estate, I was the number one solo producing agent in Austin, Texas, with over 100 transactions as a solo agent. But my big thing is training. I like teaching. So
Mhm.
about after I did over 1,000 transactions my first 10 years in real estate.
Wow.
And after I'd done that, I started getting a lot of questions from other agents. Hey, how are you doing it? What are you doing? Because when the market's good, I make a lot of money. When the
Yeah.
market's bad, I make double or triple that. So it's really this whole idea about being market proof. In an up market, agents can get rich, but in a down market, you could get super wealthy. And
Mhm.
if you understand that, if you understand how to work that, you can become very, very in demand is probably the best way to say it. So I about 10 years ago, maybe, I just started going more toward teaching, training, coaching, paying it forward, giving back. and helping other agents succeed. That's what I love to do, and you do too. I know. So,
Yes, I
we're
do.
speaking the same language here.
We are. It is so rewarding to have had a great career, but then actually give back and share.
Absolutely,
This is how
sure.
I did it. But even though I did it that way, that might not work for you. So let's figure out what is going to work for you. It's the best. And to see people succeed,
Yep.
um, it's like raising your own babies. It's the best.
Yeah, it's amazing. It really
So
is.
you've been with EXP for a little while now. When did you first hear about EXP Realty?
I first started hearing about EXP probably in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was at a funnel hacking live event with Russell Brunson has a big event that he puts on every year. And I was there in 2017 and I had an agent come up to me and said, man, you gotta check out EXP. It's incredible. You're gonna love it. You got to check it out. And I got to tell you, I was arrogant. I was like, man, I don't want to even. I didn't even look at it. I didn't care to know about it. And that's just pride and arrogance. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I already knew everything. If there was a better model out there, I would already know about it. So no, I'm not interested. I'm good. And when I was at Keller Williams Realty for 10 years, I was recruited to Keller Williams by Gary Keller.
Oh,
So it
wow.
was it was a nice thing to be able to have. Gary and I lived in the same town, which was Austin, Texas, was the town I served.
Yep.
And I could bend his ear anytime I needed to. He wrote the forward to my first book. We got to know each other pretty well, and so I didn't think I was going anywhere. I was fine. I was going to be Keller Williams for life.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started looking at it again, was in 2018. Um, when my buddies told me, they said, "Man, you really got to look at this." And again, I said, "Man, I'm not interested." But finally, they convinced me to just take a look.
So you
And
hadn't even taken a look at it. You just,
no, 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 no,
oh,
no.
okay.
And I only looked at it. I only looked at it, to be honest with you, because they shamed me into looking at it. They were like, "Man, you won't even look." Like I thought we were friends, like
Yeah.
that. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"All right, I'll look at this stinking thing." I know I'm not gonna like
Stinking
it, but I
thing.
will look at it, just to
Uh-huh.
give it two thumbs down. And it blew my mind. It just 30 minutes. I just took the time to take a look, and I was like, "There's no way this could be even possible."
Yep.
It was life changing. Just seeing it. I still remember where I was when I saw it for the
Where
first
were
time.
you?
I was in my house. I was in the front room. I was in like almost like a lazy boy recliner that I
Uh-huh.
love, love, love. It's like a movie chair. And I just reclined back because I was like, I'm not gonna like this. I'm just gonna chill while I watch it. And that's what I did. I put my feet up. I was in like a supine position, and every time when Brent started talking, I was like, okay, okay, yeah, I've heard that before. I was like, wait a minute, that's different. That's different. Wait a minute. Next thing you know, I'm there. I'm frozen. Like I'm just. I remember just being like shocked. I was in shock, to be honest with you. That's
Uh-huh.
how big it. Because I've been an entrepreneur for 40 years. I started entrepreneurship when I was 12 years old. I'm
Wow.
53.
Mm-hmm.
I was selling newspapers door to door, candy, you name it. I sold it. Left home when I was 16. Made a way for myself. Never asked, never got a handout from parents or anybody after my 16th birthday, and I had to make it on my own. And that's what I did. And I've always been in search for the best model, the best
Yep.
business model. And when I saw this, I was like, this is what I've been looking for my whole entrepreneurial journey. This is it. I found it. And it was looking for me. I didn't know.
Yeah, I know. We always find the best. So that's
Sure.
one great thing
Absolutely.
about us. So what was maybe the one thing or a couple things that after you saw it, you said, I can't unsee this and I'm going to have to make a change. What was the catalyst?
I think it really comes down to being in integrity. This is what I teach my students, to always be integrous. And in integrity means to be whole. WHOLE. That's what integrity means. And so when you have something that's whole, it has integrity. Okay. A bridge is said to be integrous if it is solid. You know, it's built. It can carry the load. The bridge has integrity. And in my career, I've always strived to be a person of integrity, and that's what I teach. And so what I knew was that if I stayed where I was, I would have been out of integrity. I would have no longer been integrous to stay where I was, knowing what I knew. And so the biggest challenge was, how in the world am I going to leave? You know, because I've been a trainer in over 100 different Keller Williams market centers. You know, flew in, spoke, did training, seminars, everything. And I had a big web that I had spun in that company. And but I mean, that was the big thing for me. It was like, I can't look my family in the eye and the God I serve, and knowing that there's this thing out there, and staying over here, that would be so far out of integrity. And so that was the big thing for me. It did take 100 sleepless nights before I did join, because I kept trying to figure out every angle. It can't be true. I mean, I talked to people that joined EXP and left, like to
Ooh.
get their spin on it. Okay, why'd you leave? What happened? I mean, I did my research. I did a lot of research, and at the end of the day, there was no other choice. You know, I had to make the move. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but that was the
So,
biggest reason.
yeah, I love that. So you've probably always lived a pretty big life since you started your real estate career, and now it's even bigger. So what is your favorite thing that's happened to you since you've started with EXP Realty?
Probably the favorite thing about EXP for me has been the ability to take everything that I do and make it free, and not have to worry about income from coaching and training, and how much you're going to pay me for this course, or this whatever. So it's basically brought all my products, for the most part. I mean, I still sell a few things, but not like it used to be. Because it used to be like, you're like, okay, how am I going to fund this? How am I going to pay for this? Either you're going to go nonprofit, you're going to get sponsors. Because I've always wanted to give the message out without having people worry about how much it costs to get the message. You know, Scripture says, "Freely you've given, freely you've been given, freely give." And in this economy, it's hard to figure out a way to do that, but EXP has made it possible. So I don't have to worry about where my income is coming from, because it's nice. It's coming in every month, whether I sleep, whether I work, it just comes in. And I mean, obviously you have to build it up.
Mhm.
But I'm doing the same things I was doing before, nothing different. The same stuff I was doing before, just not working as much. And I've got residual income coming in. You know, it's every day. It's just like a ticker. It's coming in. So
Yes.
it's just amazing, and it doesn't cost the people that are receiving the information anything.
And I just think
Amazing.
that's the best.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
agree.
you've been a giver all your life, and but you've received some for that. But now
Absolutely.
you can continue to be an even bigger giver and receive even more.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
Without worrying about it, it's like
yeah.
no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so do you have any regrets since coming to EXP Realty?
No,
Not
zero.
one.
Mm-mm. The best things that ever happened to me in life, and there's three of them, is number one was Jesus Christ. That happened when I was 18 years old. Number two is Josie, my wife. We would have been married 31 years. That
Mhm.
happened in 1992. So first it was 1998, then it was 1992, then it was 2019, EXP. That's the third biggest thing that ever happened in my life. And I have zero regrets. The only regret that I have about EXP is not coming sooner. I mean, that's the biggest regret. You know,
Yeah,
why didn't I join sooner? Like,
I know.
you know, but
That
it was arrogance. That's the only way to put it. That's what it
mhm.
was, you know.
Yeah, that's pretty much what everyone I interview says. They wish they would have come sooner. But isn't it nice now you know the secret, and
Absolutely.
hopefully it's changed your perspective when new things come to you, that maybe you should at least take a look.
Yes, it has.
And
That's a
yeah.
real, that's a good point, because I do have people. I mean, obviously, like you know, people pitch me stuff all the time,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, let me just take a look. All right, do I want to be in gold and silver? Probably, but you know,
Oh,
this was something that I was already doing. That's the cool thing about it. It's like I'm already doing this. I don't
yeah.
have to change anything. You
Yeah.
know, I'm just going to make a crap ton of money more and not have to worry about you paying me for it.
Yeah.
Like, where's I don't see the like it's a no brainer basically.
Yeah. A crap ton of money is always the best for sure.
I love it. Now, if you hate money, I was in a class yesterday. I said, if you hate money, this is not the class for you. This is not the place for you if you hate money.
Right. I
There's
know.
people out there that hate money. Yeah, I'm not
There
one of those.
are. No, it's a lot of fun to do things with all of the money. So for
Yeah, I
sure.
agree. I
Builds a
agree.
good lifestyle.
Absolutely.
So we since 2016, it did used to be like you really had to pull people to come to EXP, but
Sure.
now people are just being attracted to it because of people like yourself that are giving and sharing, and there's so much power behind our entire group of agents. So I know there's going to be a lot of agents that are either getting into the business, new to the business, or things are just not working for them anymore. So they're going to be looking for a new brokerage and they're going to consider EXP Realty. So,
Absolutely.
what is your best advice to them as they choose their brokerage?
Well, I think the best advice that I have is kind of along the lines of what you mentioned earlier in terms of uh, choosing your personality profile, your style, and going for that. What I teach, and this is the biggest thing that I teach, you know, I work 3 hours a day. And that's a big thing that I teach a lot of people, entrepreneurs, is how to work 3 hours a day, make 20, 30,000 a month or more. And the big thing is look at who you are, find out, discover who you are first because this is the foundation of every business, understanding your profile, what's your disc, what's your you can take the genius test, the disc test, you can take the passion test. There's a lot of tests you can take, and I have a bunch. You know, I'm sure you've got several of them, Rebecca, and I've got a bunch of free ones on my website. But the point is that you need to understand who you are and then wrap your business around that. Okay, once you understand who you are, everything else in life, you know, your why, your purpose, all that's going to be self-evident, and where you should be is going to be self-evident because you're going to be like, oh, wait a minute, I'm this. Oh, I need to be over here. It's going to be
Yeah.
self-evident. You know, so definitely, obviously, you want to look for a brokerage that has collaboration, big thinkers. You want to be the smallest person in the room, which is, uh, you know, uh, in my group, I call the low man on totem pole. You know, and there's a lot of men and women above me that have done a lot bigger things than I've done, and I'm learning
Oh,
from
yes.
them. So,
Hmm.
yeah,
I love that. That is perfect advice and definitely what I preach as well. So, Nolly, I've heard you speak live at a couple of events, and you've definitely helped me and my business and what I'm trying to do with my future as well. So, I really appreciate, and it's pretty cool to be interviewing you one on one. And it just shows you what kind of people we work with and just how we work together to help each of us be successful together. So, I really appreciate your time. And I hope this gives some great tips and tricks for agents around the country and around the world. And we could probably dive deeper into every question you answered for me. So maybe you'll come back at a future date
sure, I'd
and
love
we'll
to.
dive deeper.
I'd
Okay.
love to. I'd love to. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for the opportunity, and I appreciate what you're doing out there too, spreading that love. Keep it up.
Spreading. Hey, that's what it's all about. Life is so much easier if you just love on people and just be good to people, right?
I agree. I
It's
agree,
the
100%.
best. Yes. So, Nolly, with that, thanks again. This was such a pleasure. And I can't wait to see you maybe at Shareholders
I'll be there.
EXPCon. Yeah.
I'll
So
be
I
there.
will see you then for our big event. And in the meantime, go enjoy that beach.
I will. I will. Thank you so much, Rebecca. God bless. Have a
All
good
right.
one.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.